it is much more effective to build a committed following of 5,000 than have 50,000 mediocre followers.
Because then they actually connect to you.
Hello and welcome to Bossing Up with Jola. This is the show designed to help young African women take charge of their businesses and their careers, and by so doing, take charge of their lives.
What would you say are some mistakes people make, like in trying to build a personal brand? What are some mistakes you see women especially making on social media?
It's not really gender specific, because you see both women and men making the same mistake. Not having a focus, a clear-cut focus. So you see people who want to be, jack of all trades is cute, but it doesn't help you build an effective brand.
Because people don't know who
yes,
you are.
You don't want to be the Amazon of personal brands, where you are just everything. And even with Amazon, people go looking for very specific sections. If you're doing branding right, people should be able to come on your page and in 2-3 minutes know what you're about and know your interests and habits. The moment you can't do that, you're not being intentional, you're not being directional. Yes, and people won't partner with you because you're all over the place, right? And so taking it back, helping you understand your major and minor. So you might be a lawyer. I'll give an example. There's a business owner, right, on Instagram, doesn't necessarily have a huge or some large following, but he's so specific about his kind of content and the space he exists in. He's a techpreneur, so he has that, but he's also kind of luxury inclined. Now, when Glenn Fiddich was looking for partners and small nano influencers, he was one of the people they brought on board, because even though he fits the bill. And that's how, speaking of how you actually make profit, you define your long-term goals and objectives, right? And then you go on to find, okay, major, minor. Like we said again, your minor are the entertaining part of your lifestyle. You post a really great picture, of yourself. You post yourself. It helps people understand the space that you sit in, right? And it gives people something interesting to connect with you and interact with you, so that even if they're not interested in this, which is your major, they can relate to this.
You're multifaceted.
Exactly. Because we know that we're not just about our profession. We have our lifestyle, we have other interests. I'll give, practical examples. So I'll give one that, everyone might be able to relate to. We talk about someone like Teresa Lagos. So his would be, PR and the political space on the one hand, relationships. He's about relationships, friendships. The second largest thing he posts about, and third would be travel. So he's all over the world doing all of these different things. And take Omelola Oshikoya, for example, as well. Hers would be finance, being her major, and then you have faith and family. So the thing is, you have your career, which is your major focus and impact goal, and sometimes one of your minors can also be another impact goal. In her case, the faith would be her ministry and the other thing she's trying to achieve, and family is the relatable element. So if I had to create some sort of formula, I would say impact, impact or career on the one hand, because sometimes career and impact are a bit different. So career might be your, channel, impact and inspiration / human connection and fun. Right, so that's kind of how you want to think about it, because we have all these different aspects. We're not able to focus entirely on people just off the basis of their career and their passions. You want to be able to see the day-to-day elements that excite you
and make them human.
Yeah, make them human, and don't just make them this icon. Because if that's what you're after, well, you can watch news articles.
And perfection doesn't really sell anything.
Exactly.
Like everybody wants to see.
People want to see the real. Yeah, exactly. Your quirks, the real aspects of your personality. So that kind of boils down to authenticity, which is what a lot of people are, getting wrong. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not about fitting into any cookie cutter. You can't do any person like you can do yourself. So there's no point. And authenticity, or a lack of, will always shine through. So we connect to people on the basis of who we are. I think, speaking of mistakes as well, like you mentioned earlier, one of the reasons people do that is because they have this mindset that a specific kind of persona sells. But the reality is we all connect to people on the basis of originality.
So you basically always have your own audience. You
always have your own audience. And if you're doing branding right, to be clear, you're not supposed to be liked by everybody, because everybody has their audience. I don't care how fantastic Rihanna is, conservative Christians or Muslims will not be interested in her personal brand. I don't care as well how interesting your favorite gospel singer or preacher is. People who are not about that lifestyle will not connect with them. It's a global world, and so, the internet presents you. Exactly. You want to focus. If you're doing it right, your audience should come and within seconds think, this person, I'm interested. And the people who aren't your audience members on the flip side should be able to come and say, no, not my kind of thing, and leave. And why this is important is it is much more effective to build a committed following of 5,000 than have 50,000 mediocre followers.
Because
Why?
then they actually connect to you.
And not just that as well. Yeah, it's not effective. So, I mean, a lot of people think, I want to build to 100,000 followers. And if you do that organically, then that's great. But we're in the age of nano and micro influencers. Speaking of how you can make profits, there are a lot of brands who will come on and look at you and say, I like 1, 2, 3. You suit our brand lifestyle, our brand persona, who we are, our audience, and we want to partner with you. And we've seen your engagement. We're not just, as a communications expert, we're not just looking at how many followers you have. It's actually problematic if I see 100,000 followers and I see like 1,000 likes. What that says to me is the bulk of your audience do not find you interesting. And that's a problem.